the Zohar states. When it says he loved him more, you can't say he loved him more. You're talking about chariots. You're talking about people with such elevated consciousness. However, what Scripture is teaching us, and this answers why he favored Joseph over and above all the others, is to state that because Joseph was also on the lower triad, central column. Jacob in the upper triad of the shield of David was creating a landscape of such affinity. They both represented the idea of central column. So it goes without saying that children born with signs that might even be opposing to the father and the mother, this could explain and for us to understand, while it does not justify favoritism, it does not justify choosing one child over another. Because what emerged here in Scriptures was hatred. And no parent has a right. No parent has a right to favor one over another. Because now in this present lifetime, this is the setting for this landscape. And connect with the soul. Where at the soul level, very little difference. We're going right back almost to the beginning, where we were all one soul. And going back to that point in time, and overcome what we are faced with now in achieving and going back to elevate our consciousness, where we suddenly, on a quantum level, begin to feel the affinity, the unity with so many more people. People who are not even related to us. And this is what we have experienced in the center. People from different walks of life, people of different signs, and yet, because of our efforts to strive to achieve higher levels of consciousness, that one of those stumbling blocks, one of the impediments might be closeness in character, closeness being under one sign, or having closer relationships in prior lifetimes. All of these will explain away why we are different, why we have our preferences. However, this does not excuse the idea that we must rise above the influences of the signs of the zodiac, that we must rise above the differentiations that occurred in prior lifetimes and achieve this feeling of oneness with all that is around us, for that represents the light force of God. Well, God is not involved in this concept known as separation, which is fundamentally the reason why there is so much strife, war, pain, suffering, as a result of this separation, not only in our consciousness, but this is the way we behave. We feel closer to some and not others. Sure, there are valid reasons for that, as Scripture says, but nevertheless, that does not release us from our responsibility to begin to achieve higher levels of consciousness, to achieve that ultimate idea of being a part of the light force of God, and consequently, as God, will never experience the chaos, the pain, the suffering that we mortals do, but go beyond those limitations of time, space, and motion, separation, etc.